Okay, Hector.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, we enjoyed our lifestyle in 2018. We went to the 2-day meetings and we get financial freedom program, the first one in 2018, and 2020 we updated to be a challengers
So
programs.
when you went to the seminar, did you go in person?
Yes, sir. I went in person.
What city did you go into?
Houston.
Houston. Okay, so Dell taught you, right?
Yes, yes.
You got taught by the man. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then you upgraded the challenge membership. Now, do you live in Houston, Hector?
We live close to Houston. We live in the city. The name is Beaumont.
Okay, Beaumont. Okay.
Yes.
And when you started investing in properties, did you buy them in Houston or do you buy them up here in San Antonio, or where'd you buy your stuff?
Well, when we start, we decide to invest close where we live, and all of those deals we have, we do it around here. We do it in Groves, Nederland, and Beaumont.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Isaac, tell them where you're from. Even though you're one of the Lifestyles mentors, Hector and Evelyn, they're from Houston. Are you in Houston, Isaac?
That's a great question. I've never lived in Houston. I love Houston because my properties are fantastic there, but I've never lived there. I lived in Miami, Florida for about 37 years and just recently moved to Oklahoma. So I'm over here in Tulsa, but I did all my real estate investing from Miami into Texas.
So guys, if you're new or whatever, here's a guy who lived in Miami. He was buying stuff in Texas across state lines. He's one of our national mentors. So guys, you don't have to live we say invest where it makes sense, live where you want to live. If you want to live in communist California, that's perfectly fine, and invest in Texas, that's perfectly fine. Okay? So I just want to know that they have that opportunity, so it doesn't matter where you guys live. Okay? All right. So like he said, you bought 8 doors multifamily property, right? And you plan on playing off for a few years? Okay. So you actually started with a little 8 unit, is that true?
Yes. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's the main reason we decide to join Lifestyle, because we're doing a lot of mistakes.
Okay. So you already had real estate, but you realized we're screwing it up. Let's just do it better. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of members come in with real estate already, but they want to learn how to do it better or make it better. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So tell us about this property we're going to talk about today.
Hi, David. Thank you for everything you do. We're super excited to be with you. We met you one time in person, and you just as cool the camera as you in person. So it was pretty cool.
Well, I'm down there in Houston. So if you're there next month and you're not afraid of COVID, I'll be teaching again down there, and you can come up and give me a hug. Not your, that's weird.
I'll do that, David. Let me tell you, you guys have saved us a lot of money. We made, like Hector said, in that 8 unit when we started. That's why we're seeking out Lifestyle, because we made so much mistake and put in all of our savings in there. And it took us a long time to be able to save up money to be able to invest in single family. That's why it took us a little while to get into a challenge program.
Okay, yeah, I understand. That's why I say some people, they get a bad taste about real estate because they hear from somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and they make a lot of mistakes on their own. But that's what's cool about Lifestyles. It doesn't matter where you start, it's where you end up. Where's the journey? And having mentors like Isaac and stuff that can walk you through the headaches, that mitigates that risk. And that sounds like what you guys did. Okay.
Yes.
And you know what's funny on that 8 unit that they're talking about? Evelyn and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and can you give me an idea of roughly how much equity you have in the property now after making all the positive changes and everything? And you guys are considering a couple different options with the 8 unit, but how much equity do you have there at the moment from making things and the right changes?
Over $500,000.
$500,000. So I guess it was worth joining Lifestyles. Learn to do it the right way. That's kind of there's a technical term when you make $500,000. You know what it is?
Oh, we know. PNU Pass excited. We're super excited about that.
Okay, there's important things people gotta know when they're new.
But what's funny though, David, we didn't know that until after talking to Isaac and Evangelina. when they were like, oh, but y'all have all this equity in there. Why don't you guys refinance this? We're like, what? We can do all that? You know, we had no clue before lifestyle.
See, now you're all smiles. It's all good now. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, now we're happy.
So,
For
so
sure.
tell us about this property on Gary Avenue in Nederland.
Okay. So we joined the challenge member. That's how we got connected with Isaac at the beginning of the year in 2020, right during COVID. We joined in March. So we bought our first property in 2021. So this is the first property.
That's
that we
like right
bought
when
members.
COVID hit, right? March, was that right when COVID hit?
Yes, right when COVID hit is when
Right when
we
COVID.
upgraded to challenge. We started taking all of our classes, got connected with the mentors. Miss Evangelina helped us get the A unit back on track, what we needed to do. And
Okay.
then in January of 2021, we bought this first property. Since
Okay.
then, we bought 4 other properties.
And you bought 4 more.
Yes, sir. We bought 4 more. Yes.
So you're not a slacker, you're telling me.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
been pretty cool. We bought them all this year, so it's been a pretty cool ride.
There you go. It sounds pretty exciting. So it's
So
kind of ugly, right? When you started?
Oh, yes. This house was definitely very deceiving, but it was definitely a gem. We found a lot of awesome things in this house. Well, actually, no, I guess I should start. Our team that we use is a local team since we don't have access to the realtors that are used to lifestyle. They don't have a lot of properties out here in Nederland. So this is through Isaac and with Mr. Doug, we were able to kind of put a team together, a local team that can help us here.
Okay.
So this is through our local realtor that we have here. Is she helped us find this property, and this property is a really cool property. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and upstairs it has a mother-in-law apartment. So a really big property. We found some wood floors under the carpet, and there was just a lot of things that have been redone in this property that we didn't know whenever we went to go look at it, such as the plumbing was all new, the AC was in really good condition, the roof was really good. Through working with Isaac, we found a lot about it. It was definitely a hidden gem.
So how far away is Nederland, Texas from where you live? How many hours drive?
No, that's 15, like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
These are really small towns where we live.
I wasn't sure further away. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, all of our properties are probably within 10 to 20-minute drive from where we live. We live in Grove, Texas. The biggest city we say Beaumont because nobody knows what Grove, Texas is because we're very, very small. It's a very small.
So one of the things one of the things for them is that they're far enough away from Houston that a lot of the vendors that we use through Lifestyles, some can help them, some can't. So they've been kind of unique to be able to build their team where they're at in their neighborhood, and they've been buying in their backyard. All of them have been in their backyard, and they're doing fantastic. So I'll let them walk you through the numbers, but knowing Lifestyles, we can help you, work with you to help you build your team wherever you're looking to invest, wherever the numbers make sense.
Yeah, that's very powerful, Isaac. For the folks out there watching from other states, Lifestyles has vendors all across America. Big in certain cities like Georgia, we have a bunch there, and we have a bunch in like Phoenix and San Antonio and Dallas. But we don't have an office in Oklahoma, but yet, hey, what's cool about Isaac is he helps you build that team locally so you can buy in the areas you live in. That's what's good about having national mentors like Isaac, because he bought across state lines. He knows what that like, and then he can communicate that to you. So wait a second, you guys bought a house for $11,000 out of pocket?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It was really
I just told him it takes 20 or 30 grand. How do you do that?
So this house, when we bought it, like I said, it was a hidden gem. This house actually had gone through two first buyers when we bought it that had turned it down. So we bought this house and we didn't have to pay for a property inspection. We didn't have to pay for foundation inspection because somebody had already done it, and the realtor gave it to us, so we had less expenses. That's why all these closing costs are so low. So whenever we bought this house, we thought it was only going to be worth, after repair, was going to be 170, but it turned out to be 182. So it ended up being a lot higher than we expected. That's why our cash out of pocket was so much lower.
And this is powerful for you new folks listening. Because they had a team, because they had mentors, 2 other investors looked at this house but were too scared to do it. But because they formed a team, they did it. They weren't scared. They were able to turn $11,000 into $28,000 equity. That means that's a 239% return. Who'd be okay with that? Isn't that powerful? Is that more than 100%?
Yes.
That's good, right?
Yes.
Give yourself a hand. That's pretty good.
That's amazing. And a lot of the times you can get some of these deals when you kind of remodel the home. You kind of do a huge run of $60,000-$70,000. But look at the remodel. I mean, the rehab, it was less than 20 grand, and they pulled out less than 12,000.
Yep.
Yes.
And you're making, you know, my example, I said 200 to 600 a month. You're making 478. That's right around that 500. That's not bad. You're making over $5,000 a year. It's a 48% return, 11 grand. You got to be happy about that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You know what? The cool thing in this is, it's no matter where you live, it's no matter where you are. If you follow what lifestyle say, you can invest whatever in USA. You know, that's what we decide to do it over here. I said, I told my wife, you know what? I don't want to go all the way to Houston. We're gonna start over here. So, and then plus, I have something in my ear. You know, that I always hear some guy, he say, you can be a millionaire quickly. And the name is David Fisher. And I follow him.
All right. What's next for you guys? Let's look here. Oh, who's on your team? Who do you want to thank?
So definitely some of the single family mentors, Isaac. Wow, we couldn't have done this without Isaac.
Yes.
Miss Evangelina, who helped us get the Aplex really in line. So Doc, whenever we started, you know, because we're closer to Houston, we got connected with the Houston office. But once we talked Doc, our plan it was to invest locally. He connected us with Isaac because he said, you know, we had to build a local team. Because like Isaac mentioned, a lot of the vendors, they don't come out here. And we also had to learn how to work with a realtor, how to really get a realtor to really look at certain type of properties, the properties that really had our criteria. Because, you know, lifestyle properties are not just the regular properties you buy just to live in. They have to have certain criteria, certain after repair value. And in our case, we knew that we had a limited amount of money to invest. So we were looking for very specific properties that, you know, are out of pocket, are low. We're not looking to spend a whole bunch. So we want, you know, properties where we can do a smaller rehab and have a good cash flow and have a really good after repair value.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody has a different map. Some people it's less cash out of pocket. Some people it's a bigger cash flow. Everyone's different. And this is the model that's working for them. And that's what's cool about having a mentor. You tailor your plans with them and they can help you find it the way that works for you. Everybody's different. If you're 75, it might be, well, I care more about cash flow. If you're 25, you care more about equity. Everybody's different. So that's what's cool about lifestyles.
So for insurance, we use Spearhead, Miss Dorothy with Spearhead. She's really good.
Okay.
And then I think this is the prior slide. And then for our lenders, we use Lohan Investment, Carl Benson. He's incredible to really work with new mentors. He really takes the time to kind of walk with you in every single deal and then gives you a whole bunch of tips because he's also a member of Lifestyle. He has tons and tons of experience. And then to do our finance, because we don't qualify for conventional loans, we have to use non-conventional. Because Hector is an AC technician, so we don't have a W-2. We use Renova Financial. So we use all non-conventional loans, and they've been able to give us incredible deals. John Shipley from Dallas has done all of our 4 properties and been able to give us really good deals. And then he can also roll into our cash, our out-of-pocket expenses. So we don't pay whenever we're doing our out-of-pocket and our refinance.
Those of you who come to my seminar this weekend, there's lots of different ways for us to do loans. They don't qualify for normal conventional loans. So there's something called an asset-based lender. That's what they use. I'll explain that option as well this weekend. People with a regular W-2 score, you can get lenders this way. They had to go non-conventional. So don't think you can't do this. If somebody tells you no, there are ways of doing it. I'll explain that in the seminar, which thank you so much for bringing it up. You're bringing hope to some people think they can't do it. They can do it because they're seeing you two do it. So thank you for doing that for some of the new guys in that situation like yours. That's
we thought that was important because we felt the same way, David, that we couldn't really invest because we're like, well, we don't have a W-2. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and Hector doesn't have a W-2, but we were able to find out that we still were able to invest and still get really incredible. I mean, we're talking about a 5.0 interest rate, so still very good interest rates.
Right, even if it's a little bit higher, you still made it work. You still cash flow, and I like that Hector's throwing up them 2 fingers. That's pretty cool.
And David, the cool thing in this is Lifestyle. They give you a lot of tools. The main thing is if you know how using it. you have to try. I mean, you don't have to stop it. Try and try and try different way, this way, until you get your own thing and do the thing. But lifestyle, they give you a lot of tools you can do real estate really good.
Yeah, we keep it simple. We only do single family, multifamily, not the 50 other ways, which is everybody to do it and follow it. It's awesome. Awesome. So what's next for you guys?
So this year, our goal for the year is, we already have 5 single family. The goal is to buy another 5 single families. So we have 3 that are rented already, and we have 2 that are in the middle being rehab. So the goal for the year is to buy another 5 single family. And long-term goal is to get our passive income to 10K, where Hector can just work on the properties. So he's an AC technician, we save a lot of money there. And eventually next year, hopefully we want to become preferred investors. We have to get to a point where we refinance this 8-plex that we have. And then we want to be able to buy a 30 to 50 unit, become an IRO. I guess, with a bigger property. We're already doing that now. It's only 8 units. We want to go between 30 and 50 units.
That's awesome. Good goals. Good. Who thinks you're going to do it? Yeah, they're already halfway there. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And do you know what my goal is for everybody? You know what my job actually is? I run your career and you end up in rehab, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
We all
guys,
like this kind of rehab.
awesome.
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's take 2 questions. Anybody in the room have a question?
Okay, so
Go
I
ahead,
actually
Danielle.
don't have any questions just
You don't have
yet, but I think
questions?
it's the lag maybe. I don't know.
It's yeah, it could be like, okay, really quick. Do me one favor. Hector, what advice would you give the new folks that are in the room today? Or no matter which one are you?
The advice I'm going to give the new people is don't be afraid. I mean, because like I said, if we follow what lifestyle teaching, you can do it.
There you go.
You can do it. They have no
Anything you wanna say, Evelyn?
stop and keep going.
Okay.
I did get one question from Kenneth, and he said, Hector and Evelyn, do you manage your properties yourself, or do you use a property management company?
So we manage them ourselves.
Okay. And that's something I teach you how to do this weekend in this seminar. I'll teach you how to screen your residents every step of the way. Awesome. Well, let's give them a hand. Thanks so much.